What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Now, I did a few videos building my all-time starting lineup using point guards, shooting guards, and then I just did one using only small forwards. Now, today, I'm going to be building my all-time starting lineup using only power forwards. Now, if you guys would like to see me build my all-time starting lineup using only centers, don't forget to like this video, comment on this video, and subscribe so I'll keep doing them. Without further ado, let's get right into the video. Now, I'm not gonna lie, out of all the videos that I did regarding this specific topic, this might actually be like the best one. Now, all of the power forwards in this video may not be better than those players, but as far as like a constructive team, this might be the best video. Now, the player that will be running my point guard up on my all-time power forward starting lineup is none other than Giannis. Bro, now can you guys imagine a 6'11" point guard running down the court sprinting at you? Not only just sprinting at you, Euro stepping and dunking up on you as the point guard of the team. That'll be freaking insane. And the reason he's the point guard upon my team is because he have decent handles for his position, and he also a pretty good passer at his position as well. Not only that, I truly think Giannis could legit be a point guard if he wanted to. If his team asks him to be a point guard, I 100% believe that he can actually fulfill the position pretty well. Now that I'm thinking about it, have you guys noticed that the power forward, besides the point guard position, the power forward position has low-key like some of the best passers as well? And this is just to name a few. At the power forward position, as far as like the decent to good passers, you have guys like Giannis, Pau Gasol, Draymond Green, and Tim Duncan. And that's just to name a few. I'm sure I missed out like a few other guys who can like dish the rock as a power forward, but it's just something like crazy to honestly think about. So yes, sir, Giannis will be running my point guard position for my all-time power forward lineup. Now, this one definitely shouldn't come as a surprise. The player that will be running my shooting guard position is Dirk. I could have went with other options. I could have went with like Anthony Davis. I could have went with Kevin Love. He was a beast in his prime, but none of those guys is Dirk. You talk about the most unstoppable move at his position, it's easily, and it's not even just at his position, a top 5 unguardable move is literally the fadeaway. Imagine a 7-foot shooting guard fading away from damn nearly the 3-point line and shooting the lights out upon your shooting guard. Just like, that's unfair. Like I said, I could have went with other options here, but I think Dirk fit the shooting guard position more than anyone else up on this list. Like, he wasn't a great defender, but he's definitely the worst defender up on this list. So I figured I'd move Dirk to the shooting guard position, and then I'll fulfill every other position with defensive players. Defensive players who also is dogs up on offense as well. So yes, sir, Dirk will be running my shooting guard position for my squad. Now, prime Anthony Davis can match up with any all-time power forward. Obviously, Tim Duncan is head and shoulders above the rest of the power forwards, but in general, Anthony Davis can match up with any power forward in NBA history. We're not talking about injury Anthony Davis. We're talking about an Anthony Davis that averaged 28 points per game and 11 rebounds per game in back-to-back seasons. Now, I could have took the easier route out and just looked up like the top 5 power forwards of all time, but that would have just been number one, too easy. Number two, it wouldn't have made sense because now you're forcing players to play positions that they can't even play. Now, I just want you guys to keep that idea in mind. My idea of building these lists is to build who can play a certain position better than anyone else upon this list. So this doesn't apply that I think Anthony Davis is a top 5 power forward of all time. All this is basically saying is that he's one of the more versatile power forwards of all time because I can see him playing other positions that I don't see many other power forwards playing. So yes, sir, man, Anthony Davis will be running my small forward position up on my team. Now, the power forward position is pretty easy. The player that will be running my power forward position up on my team is none other than the greatest power forward of all time. Now, let me remind you guys exactly who Tim Duncan is. Tim Duncan is a guy who averaged over 20 points per game in 8 straight seasons. Tim Duncan is a guy who averaged over 10 rebounds per game in 13 consecutive seasons. Tim Duncan is a 5-time NBA champion, 3-time Finals MVP, 3-time League MVP, a 15-time All-Star, a 15-time All-NBA team, and a 15-time All-NBA defensive team. That is insane. And not only just accomplishing those things that I just mentioned, but he's also been winning his entire career as well. He have never missed the playoffs in his entire career, 19 seasons. But yeah, man, so when you talk about a consistent winner, Tim Duncan needs to be mentioned in that conversation. So yes, sir, Tim Duncan will be playing my power forward position. Not gonna lie, for the center position, it was low-key kind of tough because I could have went with a bunch of guys. I could have went with somebody like Draymond Green, but he would have 100% got more technical fouls than points, and we don't need that up on this team. Then I could have went with this guy, whose name shall not be mentioned for obvious reasons, which is the reason why I purposely kept him off my list for that obvious reason. So anyways, moving on from him. Now, I also could have went with Dennis Rodman, but we need somebody a little bit more aggressive up on offense up inside the paint. Also, he was definitely the best rebounder at his position, but this whole team is 6'10 and above, so everyone up on this list is already great rebounders. So as much as I was leading towards Dennis Rodman, everyone up on this list is already a great rebounder, so we really didn't need that presence from him up in the paint, especially since he wasn't an offensive player. The player that will be running my center position up on my team is Kevin Garnett. The reason why I like Kevin Garnett so much is because throughout NBA history, as far as the power forward goes, is because not only is he a great defender, which, you know, most power forwards in NBA history is pretty great defenders, but because of his toughness, and you also can't really find a loophole to take him out of the game because he can get buckets. Whereas with someone like Dennis Rodman, there is ways to take him out of the game because he simply just isn't a good scorer like whatsoever. But yeah, man, that is my list for me building my all-time starting lineup using only power forwards. Let me know you guys' starting lineup using only power forwards. If you think you can build a better power forward lineup than me, comment that down below. And whoever can build the better power forward starting lineup than me, I'll be pinning your comment so it can be the top comment up on this video. But in order for your comment to get pinned, you also must be subscribed to the channel. But my point guard up on my squad is Giannis. My shooting guard up on my squad is Dirk. My small forward on my squad is Anthony Davis. My power forward is Tim Duncan. My center is Kevin Garnett. But yeah, man, that is it for me. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Until then, I'll catch y'all later. I'm out. Peace.